Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about me being 15 and pregnant, which I'm now 16, but for like 6 months of me being pregnant, or 7, I was 15, which I just turned 16. But today I'm going to be telling you guys about my story, how I found out I was pregnant, and all of that stuff. So if you're interested in this, keep on watching. So my boyfriend and I met at our school. So there was a freshman group chat. I'm now a junior, but there was a freshman group chat, and it was just so people can get to know each other. I don't know how I ended up in the group chat, but I know that he did make it. We ended up finding out we had a class together, which was our 7th hour, and we were always talking and hanging out, and we ended up dating like in December, so a few months after school started. We ended up really liking each other, and we became best friends and all of that, and then we ended up dating. So for like a year after that, or not a year, but like a good 7-8 months in, I lost my virginity to him, and I was on birth control, which I ended up going on birth control because my mom found out I was having sex, which was embarrassing, but she found a condom wrapper. But I ended up going on Depo, and I did not like Depo because Depo is just, it made me feel sick, and I was gaining weight, and I was always freezing cold. And when I would get my periods, I would get my periods for like 2 months straight, just on it, and then when I would get off of it, it would be like 4 days, and then I get back on it again. So I did not like Depo, but I was on Depo for a while. I got off of it in August of my sophomore year, and life was better when I got off of it. But when I was on it, I became really anemic, and when I would get bruised, so fast, and they turned like black. Like literally I would have black bruises. But my boyfriend and I have been dating for a year and 8 months now. I eventually got off of it, and then I ended up getting pregnant in like December of my sophomore year. Yeah, it was like December or like early January, around there. I didn't know I was pregnant, but I kind of had a feeling I was gonna end up pregnant. Like, I don't know, it was just like I was paranoid. I don't know, I just had a feeling I was gonna end up pregnant. So we were always together, like always together. We were always doing stuff. He was always taking me on dates, and it was just fun until I got pregnant. So I didn't know I was pregnant, and before I got my period, like I was just paranoid, like, oh, I'm pregnant, I think I'm pregnant. So I took a pregnancy test before my period, and it came out negative, so I wasn't pregnant. And then because of my getting Depo, like my hormones was like, the doctor said something with my hormones that it would not pop up on a pregnancy test, that I needed to take like the test where they scan the pee to find that one hormone in it. So I took 3 pregnancy tests. They all came out negative. So I was just like, but I had a really strong feeling I was pregnant. So I was like, but I kind of still knew I was pregnant. I would wake up and I would have like morning sickness, but I wouldn't throw up. Like I would just feel sick. And if I woke, like right when I woke up, I just felt like I needed to eat something, because like my stomach would tighten. Like I would just feel really nauseous. But smells didn't really bother me. Like a lot of people say that smells bothered them, but it didn't bother me. But I had night school, and so when I would get home, I'd be really hungry, and I loved tuna. So one day my mom made me tuna, and I ate a tuna sandwich for dinner, because I was like, oh, I need to lose weight, because I was noticing I was gaining weight. Like my stomach was getting more wide, my stomach was getting bigger, and like I used to be really skinny, which I'll insert a picture of that. And like I was trying to gain weight and growing out of all of my, not my clothes, but like my pants and stuff. So I ate the tuna sandwich, and I ended up throwing it up like right after I ate it. but I didn't want to make a scene, so like I kind of did it quietly. And then like another time I ate spaghetti right after school and I just threw up as well. So I kind of figured I was pregnant then. But before that, my ankles would swell and I was trying to run every day, but I couldn't run. Like my ankles were just like my ankles felt like they were gonna give up on me. Like I just couldn't run. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. And then it got to the point where my ankles and my feet would really like be swollen when I woke up, like really swollen, and it would hurt to use the restroom because like I was always waking up to go pee. And like now it's still like that, of course. I'm on my 3rd trimester. I am 35 weeks or 34 weeks. But that was always happening and I was just like, oh my god. I ended up not getting my period, and when I didn't get my period I was like really paranoid, and my parents would always be like, when are you getting your period? When are you getting your period? And I would just answer quick like, oh, I got it. But like since I was at night school, I was at school for like most of the day basically. My parents would work like at 7 and 6 and I would wake up like at 12 and then I go to school and I'd be there until 7, so like, you know. But I eventually was just like, you know, I need to be more smart with it. So I was like, oh, I need to go get pads, this and that. So I used those. My mom kind of knew I was pregnant. She was waiting for me to tell her because she noticed there was rarely any pads inside the bag and my period would be short because like in reality I had a really heavy flow and I was always like going through pads like that, and I'd be on my period for like 2 weeks or like a week in like a few days. Like my period would be serious, really heavy, and it would like I'd have it for the longest time. So my parents, my dad didn't really know, but my mom was just like, she wasn't dumb. And then later my dad got to questioning like, when are you getting your period? So I was like, oh, I need to be smart with it. And I hid it for like 4 months. My boyfriend's mom knew I was pregnant. She figured because like she noticed that I was gaining weight, and every time I went over she was always making me food and I was always eating it, and every time she'd be like, oh, do you want me to make you this, do you want me to make that? I'm like, yeah. Like she noticed I was gaining a lot of weight and she knew. She was just waiting for my boyfriend to tell her, and he told her and she was just like, I knew it. Like she used to tell her parents, we need to make an appointment, make sure the baby's fine. So I was too scared. I was like, no, I can't tell them. I'm gonna get kicked out. My dad's gonna kick me out because my dad always told me like, if you got pregnant at a young age, I'm kicking you out. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I was trying to hide it until like my 6th month, which I was big. Like once I hit 6 months I was big, so he would have knew, but he kind of realized I was gaining weight too, and he was just like, you need to stop eating all that food because you're starting to gain weight. And I was just like, in my head I was thinking like, boy, I am pregnant. But I was taking prenatals because after his mom found out, his sister gave me some prenatals and I was taking them. So I've been on prenatals for a while now, and even before that, like when I was like 3 months pregnant or 2, I kind of figured I was pregnant. So my boyfriend bought me some prenatals from CVS and I was just taking those, but she ended up having prescription ones because she was pregnant and they would give her like really big bottles, so she had enough for me too. So she gave me them and I was just taking those, and I had them in my backpack, but I would sometimes switch out backpacks. So I thought my dad found out from that, but that's not how he found out I was pregnant. I thought he was digging through my stuff and went through my backpack, but no. I'm gonna get to that right now. His mom knew though, and she was just like, she needs to schedule an appointment, tell her mom this and that, like get her insurance information. I was just like, no. Like I was just so scared. But she ended up making an appointment at Pregnancy Choices for me and said that like I had no insurance and stuff, including me as her daughter, just to know like if the baby was fine, but I had to tell them like eventually afterwards, because I had to find an OBGYN. And so I went and they told me that I was 4 months pregnant, like 16 weeks I believe. Yeah, 16 weeks pregnant in a few days. So like almost 17 weeks. And I was just like, I knew I was pregnant, but I was just like, okay. And then they scheduled another appointment for a free ultrasound, which this was all free ultrasound. And so I took the ultrasound and the baby was really big. And like we kind of figured it was a boy because when it spread its legs, we were like, and the lady kept on saying it was a boy by accident. She kept on saying he, and we're like, so it's a boy? She's like, oh no, I don't know why I'm saying that. Like, I always do that. But we're like, because I guess her job was only do ultrasounds and not tell us the gender. And she was just telling us that when we go to our next appointment, like when we actually schedule an OBGYN, she'll do that. So like shortly after that, I was already planning on telling my mom like on Friday, and it was like Wednesday, and my dad was going through my stuff. Like, I don't know, I think he kind of knew I was pregnant, and he went inside my drawer, and in my drawer was a letter I wrote to my boyfriend telling him how much I love him and how he's gonna be a good dad and this and that. And then my dad was just like, what the fuck? And he just messaged me and he was like, I'm gonna ask you a question and I don't want you bullshitting me. When was the last time you had your period? When he messaged me that, like, my heart dropped. I was at Edgar's house after school and I was just like, and I didn't want to answer. So I called my mom, like, Mom, can you pick me up? I need to talk to you, which she already knew. And then when I got inside the car with her, I was just telling her. And she was like, she wasn't mad at me. She was disappointed, but she was just like, you know what? I'm about to start treating you like an adult now because you're now an adult. And like, there's a lot of teen pregnancies in my family. And so she doesn't judge on that. But she was just like, you know what? You're an adult now. You need to schedule your own appointments. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to finish school. You need to get a job. So I was like, okay. But then like later on, they didn't want me to get a job. They wanted me to just do school and they'd help me out. And like, my boyfriend works. He doesn't want me getting a job either. He was like, he just wants to work, but like, I want a job. Which currently I'm not in school. School has started, which I can't do online school because they said that the online credits don't transfer to school when you move to an actual school afterwards. And besides that, I can't do online school. I just don't learn from that stuff. Like, I need to get taught face to face. That's the only way I will learn, which I had caught up on my credits my sophomore year, which I'm gonna go to another school to catch up on my credits faster so I can graduate early. But I told her and she was just like, but your dad's really mad. Like, my dad was pissed. So I ended up spending the night at my boyfriend's house because my dad was so pissed. And I have really bad heartburn. I ended up getting kicked out the house for a day. He was like, I want my phone back, this and that. And I'm gonna drink some water. I have like really bad heartburn. I always have heartburn, by the way. That's another way I knew I was pregnant. I had heartburn from the jump. But he kicked me out, and then the next day he was just like, we need to figure this out. Come home so we can talk. I love you, this and that. And then when I went over the next day, I was just like, I went straight to my room because I just did not feel comfortable talking to him about it. And he finally discussed it. He was like, no epidural, like, you can stay, you need to finish school. Like, he was saying all this stuff, and I was just like, no epidural, like, what? I don't know if I'm able to do that, honestly. Like, I'm really scared to give birth. I was having Braxton Hicks the other day, and when I tell you that shit hurts, it hurts. Like, my stomach kept on tightening on me, and it's not even as bad as actual contractions. So I was just like, oh my god, when I actually give birth, I'm about to go through this for like hours. Like, I was just like, no. But he was telling me all of that, and he was telling me he didn't want me posting the baby on social media, but I ended up coming out to social media. And I don't associate with his side of the family, so we weren't gonna tell his side of the family besides his mom and my aunt on his family. And then my mom's side of the family, they all know. They all accepted it. They're all like, oh, well, she's very mature, like, she's gonna have it all together, and that I'm gonna be a big old mama bear, which is true. I'm very overprotective, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be really overprotective with my kid. I am pretty mature for my age, so they were just like, you know what, she's gonna be really mature, like, she got this. So they supported me from the jump. They weren't mad. Well, they ended up crying because like I'm everybody's baby, because I'm everybody's first niece. So some of them did cry, and some of them were just like, what? And so that kind of got around fast on my mom's side of the family, because my little cousins that are like 10 were literally telling everybody when I was trying to tell them myself, but my mom told like one of my aunts, and then it just went all around. That's how my parents found out. So when my boyfriend found out I was pregnant, he was excited. He wanted it to be a boy, which he knew it was gonna be a boy already. I wanted a girl, but now I'm excited. Which he's gonna be a great father. Like, he's always working for the baby. He's the best. I love him so much. Like, he's so excited for the baby. He even got this for the baby. I made this for the baby. There's also more ultrasound pictures, which they're at his house. It kind of messed up. I couldn't fix it because it's like screwed in the back. But yeah, he's excited for the baby. Right when he found out I was pregnant, he was like, okay, I need to start working, I need to get money. Like, his parents didn't even have to tell him that. Like, he was just like, I need to get a car, this and that. Like, which he had a car previously, he had a truck, but now he's working on getting a car. I know he's gonna be a great dad, and I'm so happy that he loves me as much as I love him. And he's gonna love this baby to death, especially because it's gonna be his junior. So you already know how that goes with the juniors. But yeah, we're both excited. There's no reason for me to be ashamed to be being pregnant, and there's no reason of him being ashamed. Like, we're not ashamed. I'm not ashamed only because, like, why would I be ashamed for it? It's gonna be my baby. I'm gonna take the responsibility of being a teen mom. I'm going to graduate. I'm gonna do everything I have to do for this baby, to provide for this baby, and so is my boyfriend. So I shortly found out the gender like at my 5th or 6th month, which I'll insert a picture of, or a video of the gender reveal. So my boyfriend and I had our first date at Dutch Bros, which, if you don't know, it's like they have coffee, they have Rebels, they have lemonades, they got like a whole bunch of stuff. And so she made us pop a balloon, which I'll insert that now.
Wait, 3,
2, 1.
And she did both genders, like, as a prank. And then I did not expect that at all, but these were like in the front, and we drank out of them, and there's like a little cup in the inside, and it was like a blue drink for a boy afterwards. So his side of the family was kind of sad though, because all of her grandchildren are boys. There's 4 of them, they're all boys, and she wanted a girl so bad. I felt so bad because it ended up being a boy. My side of the family is excited because it's nothing but girls. So, and I'm like one of the only ones having a boy. Well, yeah, I'm the only one having a boy right now, because everybody that's pregnant on my side of the family are all having girls, and I'm the only one having a boy. So they are excited about that. And my baby shower is going to be next week. So this week I'm gonna go shopping for my dress, and I'm so excited because once my baby shower comes, it's like the pregnancy is gonna go by like that, and I'm gonna end up having the baby within like a month afterwards. So I'm super excited for that, which I'm gonna vlog the baby shower. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be coming up. And then like a month after is literally gonna be my labor and delivery vlog. So stay tuned for that as well. I've been watching those like 24/7. Like, I feel like I've watched every labor delivery vlog on my freaking, or on YouTube. So I'm kind of excited. I want to have the baby, but I don't want to go through contractions, because those Braxton Hicks, man, those aren't a joke, and contractions are going to be worse than that. It was kind of obvious that I was pregnant though, because I gained weight, and I was really skinny. Like, I was skinny. I thought I was fat for the longest time. I was always insecure. And now I'm just like, you're so skinny. Like, now I'm big, but I was just like, I got meaty everywhere, like my legs, like everywhere. And before that, it was just like, I had no meat on my legs. I was very skinny. It's just crazy. But I'm gonna show you guys my belly bump. At 35 weeks or 34 weeks, I've gotten hella stretch marks. And I'm just like, I had really little ones like this on my sides, and they literally grew as the baby grew, and they're so long and dark now, and I even had them in the front. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I got a lot of stretch marks, and I feel like this pregnancy is really messing up my body, but you know what, it's whatever. I want to gain self-love after this pregnancy because I had none last year, or when I wasn't pregnant. I was super skinny, had all this clothes in my closet, never wore any of it. I thought I was fat, but I was really skinny, which, like I said, I'll insert a picture of that. And I'm just like, I already know that once I do have this baby and I lose weight, like, I'm gonna love my body. I'm really excited to have the baby for the new beginnings, because I'm gonna have the baby late September, like September 29th or October 1st or the 28th. But honestly, I feel like I'm gonna have the baby early September. That's just what I think, that's what I feel. But you know what, we'll see once the time comes. I'm gonna definitely post a delivery and labor vlog because I'm like super excited for that. So that was my 15/16 and pregnant story time video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any requests for any videos that I should post next, then comment them down below. And stay tuned for my labor and delivery vlog that's gonna be coming up in like a month, and stay tuned for my baby shower vlog, which is gonna be coming in like a week or two. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.